One of the key use cases for APTARE is storage optimization. I literally have customers that have come to me that said, my management just told me that we can't buy any more storage for the next 2 years until our budget comes back. And so we really need to figure out within our environment how we can ride out these next 2 years with what we currently have on the floor. So this is a very common use case for APTARE because we are going in and gathering data from all of their storage arrays, we're gathering data from their VMware environment and their backup environment. We really have a handle on their whole enterprise, and so therefore we can analyze that and then be able to determine potentially where we could reclaim storage across that whole enterprise. We built a solution around this that's literally a one-click type solution. It's under Solutions, Storage Optimization, and it's the Storage Optimization Analysis. And what it really does is it'll go through and look for various areas where it could potentially reclaim storage. And so I'll show you some of the categories that we're looking for. We'll look for unused LUNs. We'll look for unallocated LUNs. So unused LUNs would be on a storage array, LUNs that are given to a host, but maybe that host is now decommissioned and is no longer using those LUNs, and then they haven't been reclaimed back to the storage array. These can often be very large, so we're talking terabytes in some cases. We're also looking within the backup environment for maybe backups that have high retention periods on them, meaning I got a host that might be a test or UAT box, not very mission critical, but somebody's misconfigured it and given it an infinite retention period, and so therefore I've got images out there that are not expiring and are occupying space on my expensive storage. I'm looking for VMs that are either powered off or aren't doing anything. So oftentimes customers will just power off VMs and they won't think about the fact that they're potentially using space on tier 1 storage. And over time, that adds up. The other thing that we're looking for is just literally VMs that they're not powered off, but they are powered on and they aren't really doing anything. So they're zombie processes. And again, these are still consuming tier 1 storage on the network. We're looking for VMs that have undiscovered disks on them. So you present disks from a storage array to an ESX host, and they didn't realize that somebody had masked those LUNs to that ESX host. VMs that are not in inventory anymore. So there's a lot of VM files that are out there that are after VMs get decommed, they are still out there, and they're not in there's files that are being consumed and storage consumed, but these VMs are no longer within the inventory. We're also looking in the cloud as potential areas where we could reclaim storage. So orphaned volumes out in AWS. So this is not limited to just on-prem. We're also looking for ways to optimize the storage that you have out in the cloud. Old snapshots, non-VM files, over-provisioned hosts, inactive large files. So maybe you've got a bunch of files out there that are huge, maybe installers that are sitting on file shares that could potentially be deleted because you don't need to keep installer files around. So all these different areas, we're automatically and constantly checking for places within a customer's environment where they could potentially optimize storage. And in fact, let's go ahead and drill into one of these. I'll just show you a quick example. Let's look into our VMs that are powered off, because this is a very easy one to reclaim. If we click on that, almost every customer has VMs that are out there. So when you drill through the pie slice, you can see the VMs that are powered off by ESX hosts. The other thing we can do is we can assign a cost to this. So if I want to say that my cost for my VM storage is $2.33 per gig, I can put that number in, and then all of the VMs that I find that are powered off could then be multiplied by that cost per gig factor, and I'll begin to see that I've got now $114,000 of worth of storage that could be reclaimed if I were to just take these VMs that are powered off and actually delete them and reclaim their storage. So there's a quick example of how we address storage optimization within APTARE. Thank you.